Hello and welcome back to Butch That Model and our Tuesday show where we'll do random nonsense and things and stuff. Who we got? Who's in? Who is with us today in the chat? The first one in was Sarah Jane. Where's the Dweeks cabinet gone? Where's the room gone? Actually, you're right. Where is the Dweeks cabinet? Mine's downstairs. I don't know where yours is, but mine's downstairs. And then Candy Gang from Mongols in. Hello, Jeff. How's America today, mate? And then somebody called Butcher That Model. And then Scaly Models, Dad's in. Hello, Dad. And Dad's currently at the care home visiting Eileen. So hopefully she'll wake him up when the exciting stuff happens. And Scott's in. Good afternoon, Scott. And Nat's in. Hello, Nat. Now, if Nat's in, that may mean that her two young children are in. That's Connor and Paige. So please, I know everybody's very good, but please don't put foul, obscene words in the chat, because Connor's quite a clever lad and Paige is getting that way as well. She's a clever girl and they can read. So, disclaimer there. It's not my fault if they write something in there. I did say, don't do it. Who else in? Eric's in. Eric's in America as well. So, good. I'm guessing good morning. Yeah. Is it? Yeah. Pretty sure it is. Scott's at work. We'll try and keep up. Scott's finally gone back to work after so many weeks of being laid off. Well, not laid off, but furloughed. Now, Scott's. I haven't been able to talk to Scott for the last couple of nights because we've had internet problems really bad down in this area. And Scott's had some good news where there was, because of the situation in the world at the moment and jobs and things. The company that Scott works for is not a big company and they've made redundancies, but Scott's safe. Now I said and Dad said weeks and weeks ago when he brought the subject up that if Scott gets made redundant, I'll eat the Aussie hat, because I've got one of those silly Aussie hats with the corks that dangle down, a bit like a Dexterous Crafter, but the dangly corks. I said to Scott, I'll have a chunk of my hat, I'll eat my hat, but if you do keep your job, you're going to have a bit of pineapple pizza, because one thing in life Scott hates is pineapple on pizza. So, sorry, Scott, you agreed, mate. You better nip to Tesco's because on Orkney they haven't got fast food pizza places. So he's going to have to go to Tesco's and buy a ham and pineapple pizza. And just one slice, Scott. We're not asking the world, but you've got to do it, in a hangout. Because me and Dad want to see the face. And I'm sure lots of other people will quickly nip in to the hangout just to watch you eating a bit of pizza. Sorry, mate. It's funny. It's funny. Bless him. Right. So what are we going to do anyway? What are we going to do? It's pineapple period. Yeah. Sorry, Scott. Right. What have I done? I got in one of Ted's live streams. He set a bit of a challenge for me, which was to scratch build a willow tree. So I said, you know what? I don't usually, I'm not officially challenging and things like that normally, but I thought, you know what, that's a good challenge, that. So I did a wire armature tree, and then we did the stringy bit with it doesn't look like much, it does actually from that angle, but I've done the wire tree so that it's coated with PVA and then sand, so it's still quite flexible. So I can bend the branches, get them out of the way, so I can get on with the rest of it. And I thought, we won't waste it, we'll just make a little diorama. And some of the techniques we've done the last few weeks, just to get it out of the way, just do it. And I did some scratch building. I'm not normally one for scratch building, especially not with wood. Me and wood have got this fantastic agreement. I won't mess with it, and they won't make me angry and get my nerves, mess with me. So I made a little wooden bridge, just out of coffee stirrers. And I thought, I enjoyed that. And I started messing about, and I made an A-frame for a roof, and then another one, and another one, because when we built Chicken Coop Farm, there were still some animals left, and one of them was a donkey, as an Alsatian as well. So I've been messing about, and I've looked online, and I'm making a little stable for the donkey. I'm just going to put a little diorama to build a field and that fence around it. And that's the stage we're at now. And I'm going to show you later on to that white balance, semi-white balance off. I'm going to show you later on in this video how I made a corrugated iron roof. So that'll be interesting for some might like it. What is good is the noise. All right, I'll preempt you. The noise is the greatest thing about doing this. Trust me, the noise is great. Let me just have a swig of my tea in an appropriately coloured mug. Dad? Oh, thank you, Eric. Eric saying it looks really good for a willow tree. Thank you, mate. When the branches are pushed down, I was quite chuffed with it, actually. Really chuffed. For a prototype, I'm quite happy with it. The question is, have you seen something? I've just noticed something. My bottle of airbrush cleaner has ended up with two. Not having that. Got to do something about that. What colour? That's brown, isn't it? That'll do. We'll have a bit of brown. Hang on, I've just got to sort this out. Although my OCD is going like I'm getting triggered now. Let's just get a little bit brown, and then we'll go. There we go. That's better. Now it looks like it's like, what are you doing, you idiot? There you go. That's Billy Bottle from now on. All right, he shall be forever called Billy Bottle. I'm an idiot. I know I'm an idiot, but that's Billy Bottle now. Actually, I might make that a bit better later on. Oh, it's silly, but there you go. That's what I do, silly things. You do the same, wouldn't you? Come on. In chat now, who else would do something like that? Kevin's in. Hello, Kevin. Kevin, I've ordered, I don't know if it's going to turn up, I've ordered some seafoam, mate, because we was discussing last week about seafoam trees and making trees of seafoam. It's fantastic for, like Kevin said, for model railways or for doing static dioramas. It's not very good for what I do, which is a lot of wargaming table stuff, because it's constantly getting moved and used and abused and battered, and it's very delicate stuff, but it makes amazing trees. So I'm going to do that when it turns up eventually. When it finally gets here, I'll use seafoam. I'll make a seafoam tree, and they are absolutely beautiful trees. So cheers, Kevin. We'll do that, mate. We'll have a crack at that. We'll do a seafoam tree, and we'll show people. If you're doing a model railway or you're doing a static diorama for a display or a competition, something like that, they are the best looking trees you'll ever make. But they are very delicate, and especially when they get older, once they've been like on a diorama for a couple of years, they do tend to dry out a lot and get very flaky. But if you're not touching it, it's absolutely perfect. It's good stuff. Seafoam's brilliant. So you can thank Kevin Stevens for this. We'll do when the seafoam turns up, we'll do a seafoam tree. Get another tree. Why do I do this to himself? I hate doing trees, but never mind. Anyway, right, back to this tree. So we'll just get my box of flockings. Let's move the bridge out of the way. The box of flockings will sit on there. What I've done is I've created a little stream for our bridge to go across, and we'll do the epoxy resin river. That's why I've just done a little dammy thing on there. So we'll get a crack on with this. So that's what I want some of that. Let's just move that out of the way for a second, and then we'll just give it a good old plastering with our PVA glue. Now the first thing we're going to do is, obviously underneath the tree there's not as much light, it doesn't get as much sunlight, especially underneath a willow tree, because they are quite densely foliaged. It will be quite dead ground around here. So we'll work with that, and the same underneath this bridge. It will be quite dead. It's dead, Jim. It's dead. 5 bonus points for absolutely nothing, if you can tell me where that's from. Did you? It's a bit of an easy one, really, though. Even Dad will get it. Hello, Kenneth. Kenneth's in from Australia. Good day, Kenneth. Can't stay. What to say I and show Dave some support. Thank you, Kenneth. Cheers, mate. How's Australia today? I bet it's not as hot as it is here in Melbourne. It's quite, you're in the middle of winter though, aren't you? So you're probably on about a reasonably nice temperature, about, you know, 17 or 18 degrees or something nice like that. I'm not sure today. Alexa, what's the temperature today?
At the moment, it's 25 degrees Celsius. Tonight, you can expect a low of 18 degrees.
Well, it's not too bad. It's still quite warm in here. It's been a lot warmer the last few days. It's been in the 30s. It's 13 in Melbourne at the moment. So very comfortable. That's how we like it, Kenneth. That's our sort of like an Englishman's nice temperature, that 13 degrees. We'll be happy at that. We don't like this Aussie weather. I'm pretty sure, me and Tommy went to town earlier. I'm pretty sure there's drop bears in the park. We didn't walk through the park just in case there was drop bears. Right then, so we've got our PVA down. Now, we want to do a bit of dead grass under there. So, let's find something for dead grass. Aha! I found this stuff. This stuff is cocoa fibre from hanging basket. Dead cheap to pick up, and it makes absolutely fantastic dead forest ground. So next time you go into a garden centre, something like that, just grab yourself one and then chop it up into little fine detail. I'll use this stuff on the bottom palm trees where the leaves have died, and you get that ball of rotting leaves before the, you know what I mean, underneath the ball at the top with the coconuts and yeah, there. So we'll sprinkle some of that there. Get some of the fine stuff and sprinkles in around there a little bit. Right, there's for that. Right then, what else do we need? Let's have 2 mil winter. And then we'll use 4 mil autumn and 6 mil autumn. I think that'll do us, I reckon. So hang on, I'm running out of room here. Yeah, right. 2 mil winter. So we'll sprinkle some of this on first. So let's get a pin. You're all looking forward to this bit again. This is a bit where I'm going to zap myself, isn't it? Move that over there where you can see it. This is the bit where Dave zaps himself and everybody's happy. We'll stick a pin in there. Let's get our wand of zapping. Not Harry Potter. Wingardium Leviosa. Leviosa. I was waiting for somebody to say that, and somebody's probably writing that in the chat now. Leviosa. Just check, make sure that's. Oh yeah, batteries are fine. So let's just get some. Now normally I'd put ordinary flock and not static grass on the bottom to start with, but because it's only a small area and we want it to look quite patchy around by the tree, I'm not going to go mad with it. So I'm going to have 2 mil. These lids are a pain in the posterior. There they are, that's that one. Right, so 2 mil. Close the upper, turn it on. Need a bit more than that. Stick a bit more in. Wonder infinite zappage, says Jeff. Yep. They are fantastic things until you zap yourself with them. It doesn't hurt. It's just the shock. Ah, well, it does a little bit, but not. You know. Kevin saying, sorry, leaves in a plastic bag, then spray with extra hold hair lacquer to fix. Learned that from a gentleman in the medicine. This film. Oh, yes, I've seen that done. What a lot of people do now as well, mate, is you can get the little tiny coffee grinders, and I've seen people using that for like putting natural stuff in, like leaves and little bits of twigs and that, and chopping up really fine. That's quite a good way of doing it. Right, we're getting there now. Now we're getting there. So it's at a covering of 2. And then we'll give it the 4mm. We've got 2mm still in, haven't we? Let's, I'm mushing again. I'm English, but I'm mushing. What? Oh, I'm losing the plot now. I just had that. Where have I put it? 2mm window. There we go. Right. Totally losing the plot again. No. I'm as organised as ever, which is, you know, you're always pleased to see that I'm as organised as ever. That there. What you can do with this, you know, it lumps up. What you can do is you can sieve it first, break up the lumps. And if I was extremely organised, I would have done that. But you know me, I'm not that organised. Although I only do the show once a week, and then me and Dad help fill out on a Tuesday. You know, I do work full time. That's my excuse. I work full time. You'd think I'd be a bit more organised. That's 2mm, that's 4mm, and there's my 6mm. We'll do that in a bit. Don't put the 4mm away, you idiot. Right. Screwing back on. Make sure you're still working. Yeah, that works. Turn him on, turn him upside down. Let's get in there. Give it some local coverage now. Oh, I quite like that blend. Oh, I like that. I do like that blend. That's quite nice. And then we've got none left in there, so I can put that down now. And then we'll get our 6mm, and we'll just do a little bit of 6. I'm putting that zapper on a naked leg again. I'm not told. I've got shorts on. Don't panic. Shane's in. Good afternoon, Shane. Thanks for nipping in, mate. Kevin saying not good for using the coffee grinder again. No, don't pinch the wife's coffee grinder if she's got one. Buy yourself a little cheap one off the flea bay. Just to be on the safe side. I bought myself a little blender for mixing up, chopping up sawdust, making it finer to make flock with. But I actually went and bought a cheap one off eBay, so just to keep she fats in bed happy and stop her from killing me, because she would have killed me if I'd have used a Bosch blender she has in the kitchen. Right, so we'll just give it a little bit 6 in certain areas, like there, a bit down there, and that'll do us. That'll do us for the 6mm. So let's stick that under there for now. And then what I need to do is blow it off the riverbed. Now we've grassed up, and we've got bits of dead grass and bits of twigs and that down under the base of the tree. So that'll do. What we're going to do now is just get this out of the way. Fine, just do what I normally do and stick that in our standard blend of brown colour. Nope, that's not it. It's not that one, it's the other one. It's that one. Our standard flock blend that has all sorts chucked in it. We'll just stick that in there as well. Stick that in as well. Mix it up, give it a shake. Job done. Always a good idea to do that. It's not wasting anything. You're recycling it basically, and it's just a general ground cover. And then you're gonna, you know, a static rest over the top of it later. Right then, so what we're going to do now, we're going to get, I quite fancy, let's put the bridge on for a minute, see how it's looking. We need the pin out now, we don't need the pin in it. Stick that in that pot before it falls on the floor and stabs me in the foot. Right, now I reckon we could put some bulrushes or something like that just around this bit here and here. There. So how are we going to do bushes? We're just going to use our paintbrush bristles that we chopped off, and the pasting brush that we the other week and chopped it to bits. So I reckon a good clump. Let's give it a good clump. Something like that amount. And we only want about half that height, I reckon. So we'll just, this is like diorama building on the fly. I love doing this. Just doing it on the fly. I have an idea in the head I want to do this and then add bits to it. So you'd think, oh, yeah, that fits. That's nature. That'll work. I like working like this. You've got an idea what you want to do and then just free flow it. You know what I mean? Go with the flow. So I'm just going to dip that in some PVA. A little bit out of the way. And just plonk it there. Now in a couple of minutes that'll start to harden up a little bit, but it doesn't matter because we want it to firm up a little bit. We're going to put resin in there now. Now it won't adversely affect the PVA. All the PVA is doing at the moment is just holding it in place while the resin gets in there, because once that sets, that ain't going nowhere. Because this stuff, nothing moves when it's had this stuff on it. So I reckon we're going to need, we need one, or do you reckon? I think we're going to need two, you know. I think. Now, actually, I forgot to ask a question. Hang on, let's put that down. We're going to chat. Sarah Jane, earlier in the chat, you said that you was washing your kit, your sprues, for an aircraft. What was the aircraft? Because I only thought you did fancy Formula One cars. I thought you was one of a Formula One. Well, you was a Formula One fan. I didn't realise you did other stuff. So what is the aircraft that you're going to be doing, Chuck? Osric 9000's in. Hello, Osric, over there. You alright, fella? Get that, so that out there. I'm pretty sure we're going to need two, you know. I don't know. Let's risk it. We'll risk it for a brisket and just go for one. just get turnips and get that out of there. I don't like that in there, it gets in the way. I want to empty a tube, I don't want to mess about having little bits of tube. Let's stick that in the filthy dirty ashtray for a minute. Break it off. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, I hate it when it does that. Bing! Now I've got it on my bench. Never mind. Right, so empty that in there. Get that horrible sticky stuff off there, even though my cutting mat looks like it's been badgered, hamstered, elephanted and rhinoed. Right then. Now we're going to put a bit of colour in that. I reckon we'll put a bit of green in it, because it's obviously in a park or something like that, so it's a lake. It's not going to be fast flowing water, so it'll be quite green and stagnanty. And the one on the picture actually that I put up is like covered in a blanket in duckweed, it looks like. Oh, these lids, these old Citadel pots. Once the tab breaks off, that you got to re-go something open them. Right then, so we're not going to be silly and use a brush. We put the resin on already. So what we'll do is we'll just stain our stick and see if that's enough colour. Oh yeah, I like that. Oh, I like that. That was just enough colour actually. Mix it. Stinky stuff. This is stinky stuff. This cheap resin. It's great for little tiny dioramas and things and vignettes. That's all you need. Just one of them cheap £1. Anything bigger, it works out better. It's more cost effective to buy the 5 litre. You get like, you get 5 litres of the resin and a smaller tub with the curing stuff in it. And it's not that sort of thing though. Isn't really a 5-minute epoxy. It's more like a 20 minutes, and some of them actually takes 24 hours. But you do get this gets quite bubbly, and there is a way of unbubbling it, burning it. But so we'll just pour that in there. Get it to the edge. Now all I've done to stop this getting out is I've just used masking tape and a bit of PVA glue, because it's actually quite thick. It will try and escape, or resin will try and escape. Stuff's a pain. It wants to escape, it will escape. But generally I find with this stuff, because it's quite thick, it doesn't happen very often. You'll know about it when it does, when it all starts across your bench. Oh no, panic! And then all we've got to do now is leave that for a minute or two. In fact, what we could do is we could cheat a little bit. I can get our little stick. I could put a bit of resin on there. And a bit of resin on there. Use that to glue the bridge down. Ah, genius. Right, so we'll leave that to one side for now. To let that go off a little bit. Oh, it's getting hot. Yeah, that's working. That's getting quite warm on the end of there. Let's stick that there. Out of the way, just smell on its own for 5 minutes. And we'll have a look at something else. Should we have a bit of fun? We'll have a look at the chat quickly. Lynn's in. Hello, Lynn. Oh, she's off to work. All right, well, watch it tonight when you get home from work. Have a safe day. Then, all right, keep yourself safe, love. All right, put your mask on. There's a nasty virus going around. Right, let's have a look at doing corrugated iron, corrugated sheets from an empty Coke can. Any can will do. It could be a beer can, it could be a Pepsi can. I just happen to have a Coke can. Other cans of soft drink are available. Right, so how are we going to turn that into that? Really simple if you got one of these. Now, these are bought off the flea bay for about £2.50. These are so cheap, it's unreal. I've no idea what they were originally intended for. Obviously intended to do some sort of corrugation in something. But being as we're modelers and we like to experiment and fiddle around with things, we found these, and these make great corrugated sheets. So how are we going to do it? We're going to get our knife of much sharpness. Now, be very careful doing this. This is not the sort of thing you want to be doing if you're a young child, because this is very sharp, and when you cut this, this is very sharp. So Cornwall and Page, you'll have to get Dad to do this, all right, if he gets one of these. Don't you try and do it, because it's very dangerous. I'm a trained professional and I use knives all day at work. So I'm just going to put, with my fingers well out of the way, I'm going to put a little cut in it. And that's all I'm going to do with that knife, that kniffy, because it's very sharp. And cutting aluminium tin with your Stanley blade will last about 5 minutes. Then we've got the scissors, and it's quite easy then, he says. It is quite easy to cut this stuff with scissors. However, it's very, very sharp edges. And it's very easy to go off track. Like, oh, I didn't empty that one. Ooh, I thought I'd drunk all that. There's still a bit in the bottom. Wipe it up. Shh, you didn't see that, Connor. You didn't see that. What a mess. Right, so let's just. It's a mess, so we'll just trim this up in a minute. We'll cut across. And just trim it up. It's already making noises. It's making silly noises already. Before I do it, now a Cornwall and Page there. Stab it times. No, I'm alright, Eric. I'm done alright. Now, if they're not there, you need to go and get them, because they will love this next bit. Honestly. Dad and Scott know what's coming. But Cornwall and Page won't. This is the greatest noise in history. Isn't that for pasta? I'm not. Actually, it may be, Sarah Jane. I'm not sure. It could be for pasta. That's a good idea, actually. I thought of that. I'm not sure. It could very well be for pasta. But it's fantastic for this job. Right, so we trim that edge up a little bit. Make that bit neater. Throw that straight in the bin. Right, so we cut down. And then we're going to go and chop the bottom off. Once I get this to turn a bit, there we go. And just cut him off. Right, throw that away. You could, I mean, you could flatten that end up and use that as some sort of a palette, something like that. Right, now I'm going to need a piece, before I start corrugating this, I'm going to need a piece to run across the edge of that, aren't I? So let me just cut a strip off this. Probably about that wide, I'm guessing. And we should be able to fold that in half and use that. Tied it up a bit more earlier. We're going to use that for the apex of the roof. The apex of the roof! I got all voice then. Note to married men: do not use your wife's fabric scissors for cutting aluminium cans or anything else. Just leave them with that. Very good point, Jeff. Candy Grant from Monroe has made a fantastic point in the chat there. Don't use your wife's scissors for this. Get yourself a pair of scissors and buy yourself a pair. Don't be so tight. Leave them in your man cave in your modelling box or whatever. Right, so we'll just chop that up like that. Right then. Now I'm not sure, we haven't heard from Natalie whether Connor and Paige are watching at this precise moment in time. Because if they're not, they're going to be very disappointed. Very disappointed. Right, so what we do is we stick it in there and we squeeze. Are you ready for this? Isn't that awesome? It's the best noise in the world. Also, get your own tools. Yes, sir. Get your own tools. Wasn't that the greatest noise in the world? Go on, admit it now. You're impressed now, aren't you? You love that. The first time we tried these and it did that, we were all like, oh, that's so cool. We went through about 20 cans. There we go. That's the silly noise over with. Oh, get another can, Dave. Right, so we've made our corrugated sheet now. See, Jeff, I was right. Connor and Paige would love that sound. You're going to have to watch it back later on. Nah, because Connor and Paige would love that. Right, so we want our sheets to be about 5 or 6. Wait, I did 7 on there. Did I do 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, yeah. So we'll trim it up and make it square. But please be careful though, because this is still quite sharp on the edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And just snip it up down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. One more. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we'll do the same with that one. It's like the Australian television program, isn't it? Television channel 7. Ken will get that. Nobody else will get that. Or Scott and Dad will get that joke, but nobody else will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's an Australian television channel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hang on a minute. Billy, shut up. Oi. He's gone. We have, although we live in the city of Portsmouth, which is the most densely populated island city in Europe, we've got a resident pigeon that likes to sit on our windowsills, and we've called him Billy. We've kidnapped him, Billy. What? It sounds really weird though, through headphones. Does it? Awesome sound, about 37 minutes of video for efforts. Yeah. No comment about Dave and Simple Mindset. Yes, thank you, Scott. We won't run to that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we'll chop that any bit away, and then we're simply going to get I love this stuff. This is great. You ever seen this stuff? This is, I've obviously seen super glue. This is a Gorilla super glue brush and nozzle. If you take that bit off, it's just a nozzle. Right, screw it back on, take that bit off, it's a brush. It's genius. I love it. It's great stuff. Anyway, right, so we'll just start in this corner. And what we'll do is we'll just whack some super glue on there. Get some of that. And just plonk it on. And then the next sheet. Some on there. Some on there. Might as well just slap it right there as well while at it. Get another piece, overlap it. It will stick. The only problem is it's not very big contact points. Let's got it. And then the last one for now. A bit more glue on that. You will stick your thing. Stick your thing. There we go. Right, and it's just a simple case of just carrying on the roof. So we'll do that. I'll do that later on. We've done that. And that's how you make and play with a Coca-Cola can. And we're guessing a pasta machine. I think it's probably what it is, Sarah Jane. It's probably a pasta machine. Oh, Thomas is in on Pip's account. Yeah, he's on his Minecraft. Tommy's on Minecraft. Making modern houses. He likes making modern houses and skyscrapers on Minecraft. Although I'm not a big fan of the modern houses on Minecraft. It's very good the way it does it. It's very clever. I prefer like when I play the occasional time I get to play on it. I just build castles and things. I've got big walls, castle walls. And I just like doing that. I'm silly like that. Right, so that's how we do corrugated tin. Oh, it's getting hot again in here. Right, let's have a swig of this tea. So anyway, I forgot to look in the chat. Sarah Jane, did Sarah Jane ever tell us what the Airfix aircraft is? During the Airfix Club, I received a parcel today, which was a limited edition 172nd. Oh, a Kate. Ooh, very nice. Nakajima Kate. That is awesome. Oh, you'll have to stick some pics. Send Phil a picture of that for us. We'll have a look at that. That sounds spot on, actually. I could have done with a Kate for the group build because I actually wanted for the Saturday night crash build. I ended up doing a 0. I actually wanted a torpedo bomb, which would have been a Kate, but I'd love that. Although I'm very lucky, I've got 5 model shops. Not a single one of them had a 172nd Kate, which was a bit annoying, considering it's a new kit as well. But never mind. That's it. But stick a picture. Send Phil a picture of that, Sarah Jane, and then we can have a look. Oh, he's building a tower. Right. Oh, a cup of tea. It's gone cold actually. It's not hot now. It's not a hot cup of tea, but it's in an appropriate mug. Doing it in a surrender marking. Oh, it's different. Different, no? Why not? Oh, let's get rid of that. Right, what else can we have a look at? Well, oh, Oh, my son's playing on his PS4 next door. Well, it might get a bit noisy in a minute. Right, where's it gone? Where's it gone? This is something. Do you remember when we did the vines for the weeping willow? I've used them on a bit of rock work, a bit of scenery that was just scatter scenery for tabletop gaming. All that is some of this. All that is some of that. And some of that. A bit of that. And a CD or a DVD. That's actually a very broken Xbox 360 Crackdown 2 game. That doesn't load because it's scratched to bits and we have to buy another one. All that when you create something like that, which is a scatter piece for either tabletop gaming or D&D, if you use miniatures for your D&D games. Very, very simple to do. We'll do that next week. Should we do rocks next week? How to do rocks. Big lumpy bits. We'll do big lumpy bits next week. How to make big lumpy bits. In fact, I might put a little bit of a twist in it. There may be a twist to big lumpy bits. So we'll put that there. Oh, it's falling down. Oh, it's down there now. It's down there now. Right, anyway, let's have a look. How have we got on with Willow Bridge? Well, that's gone off now. So we can peel the maskings away. It has bulged a little bit. We can sand that later on. Not now. We'll quite happily trim that and sand that later on. Touch up the paintwork. Now what I want to try and do, get these down, back into shape. We'll try and make it look like something like in the thumbnail that I put for this video. Well, hopefully Ted will see this. If not, I'll drop him a link. Say, hey Ted, watch this. Did I pass your challenge, Ted? It just needs brushing down a little bit, bending down a little bit, getting into shape. There's a big gap there. Close that up. Once it's straightened out, combed out a little bit. That's the secret, getting it combed down a little bit. I'll get there, I'll get there, it'll get there. All of a sudden it'll just pop into life, he says, hopefully. There we go. One willow tree of a little stream in the park. Oh, Ted, I finished. Ted, I've done it. I'll just straighten them out and then call it done. There you go. Totally out of comfort zone. Not a single military vehicle, animal. Just something natural looking. I quite like that. I quite, you know, it'll do. It'll do. It'll sit on a shelf and gather dust. But it was a good exercise. So why not have a go yourself? Get out of your comfort zone. Just try something. You know, you never know what you can do. I've never done a scratch built building of anything like all that is is a couple of Coke tins, coffee stirrers, and some foam. And I'll turn that into a nice little stable for the donkey I'm working on. I've never done farm things before. I'd never dream of it. All poor Stuart's fault. Anyway, let's have a quick look through chat. I used to love farming colours. I think Ted give us approval to the. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Jeff. Hopefully he will. Hopefully. There has been a new challenge set. I have set a challenge. It's my turn now to challenge something. I challenged Scott Sutherland. Now, Scott is an amazing weatherer. And Scott loves doing Israeli Defence Force armour. He's amazing stuff he does. And if you go and look on Junk Works at his weathering of his Postman Patsky van, absolutely out of this world. So I've challenged Scott to do something in the snow and ice, because it's about as far away as you can get from sand and camel poo, which is what mainly his armour is weathered with. It's Israeli, it's in the desert. Although he did, I didn't know it, but he did actually send us pictures of Merkava Israeli tanks on the Golan Heights in the snow. I didn't realise it actually snowed in Israel. But there you go. You learn something new every day. So that's the next challenge. Is Scott's got the challenge now of producing something in ice and snow. So we'll see what he comes up with. Right, so anyway, it's about a bazillion degrees in here again now. I'm getting extremely warm. I think that's been enough learnings. Get yourself a pasta boing it. We're going to call them the pasta boingies, because that is a very boingy noise that makes. It's a great noise. Have a go at it. Get yourself a pasta boingy. I haven't got a clue what they're called on the eBay. It's a corrugated. I think we just typed in corrugation tool, and these things come up. They're about £2.50. They're cheap as chips, and you can have some real fun with them. Just the noise. Just the noise is worth paying £2.50 for an empty Coke can. Anyway, thank you all for coming in. What we'll do now, we'll have a quick look at the what's on. Now, don't forget, if you go onto my previous videos, there's a link there for Models for Heroes. There's two links. One is for the calendar that they produce with YouTubers that I like to think of as like national television, national YouTube TV, with lots of different shows. There's things like Mel the Train Shooter on there. There's a lot of great guys on there, and there's something every day. There's 3 or 4 shows at different times of the day. There's lots of stuff on. So click on that link, have a look at what's on the Models for Heroes on their calendar, and there's also a link there for their main website for Models for Heroes. Please do a little bit for them now and again. Nip into your it doesn't have to be a model kit, something old in your stash. If you don't want it, send them. I'd be always happy to have that. But send them. I mean, I'm going to send them. I've got so much of this stuff. Just these little pots of Rebel contactor glue. Don't make good use of them. Things like that. When you're in the shop, nip in, buy a few paintbrushes. To me, extra thin, a couple of them, put them in a box and send them. It's a fantastic charity, fantastic cause, and they do a fantastic job. And it's close to all our hearts. It's model making. Some of us are ex-servicemen. It's a fantastic charity. So I'm all for that. Have a look at Models for Heroes and send them some. Don't have to be a kit. Like I said, just some glue, some paints, whatever you got spare. We've all got. I bet if you all looked in your thing now, you've got about 4 or 5 of them, haven't you? You're never going to use it. You use extra thin. Most of us do. There's nothing wrong with it. It's good stuff. Stick it in a little box and post it to them. There you go. Have some of that for the lads. Right. So that's anyway. They've got their national calendar TV report on there. What have we got locally? Thursday. So it's today. It's this evening with Chris at 8 p.m. And then Friday is Fox. Now his Nashers are all working. He's got proper Nashers again. Fox is doing his Fallout Friday. And then on Friday evening at 8 o'clock, it's Nat with her Dexterous Crafter. See, it's Dexterous Craft at 8 o'clock. That's Natalie's show. And then Saturday at 3 o'clock, it's Fox. Again, Mr. Kanashas with his Skyrim Saturday. Saturday evening, it's the Crash at 8 o'clock with James and Carl and Lewis and Steve and Chris in the he's just so funny. That guy's so funny. He freezes me up. And then Sunday's a very busy day. It's James Skiffy. Old Skiffy. He's doing the model officers mess thing on Sunday morning, and I'm not sure when that starts. I'm having a break. I'm having a moment. I know it finishes at 12 now. Have a look on the. I can't remember what time it starts, but have a look yourself on the on your Facebook. It'll be on there. It'll be in there on their Facebook site. Have a look. I can't. I'm thinking. I want to say 8 o'clock. But I'm not sure. Anyway, at 12:30, it's Colin and Dave with the Sunday brunch. Nice to see Colin back at the brunch, all happy and smiling and chuffed to bits. It's great news. Hope you're getting better, Colin. Just take it easy, mate. Don't get too much. And then at 3 o'clock on Sunday, it's Fox with Skyrim. Not Skyrim. No, that's Saturday. Fox at 3 o'clock on a Sunday does. I get confused with him. See, he does that much. He's a hard-working lad. It's his Warhammer show, isn't it? At 3 o'clock on Sunday. And then at 6:15, it's the in-between showy shows with Dad at 6:15. And then Chris and Ted, 8 o'clock on Sunday night. Dad, which one is it? 11. Kevin's saying 11. 11 o'clock. That's for James's show on Sunday morning. Thanks, Kevin. I was having a moment. I couldn't think. I was having a brain moment. So anyway, that's Chris Ted at 8 o'clock on Sunday evening. Pretty sure it's Ted. I think. Don't believe a word I say. It's one of them two at 8 o'clock on Sunday. And then on Monday at 3 o'clock, now he's back from his holiday. It's Lewis doing his Lancaster. And the normal E-models on Monday night. And then Tuesday, it's Phil with Prime Time Modelling with two idiots that just come and enjoy him now and again, help him out, bless him. I think it's me and Dad. I don't know. But it's fun. It's fun. It's a good fun show. I quite enjoy doing that. So that's Phil on Tuesday night. Like and subscribe. Don't forget, guys, hit the thumbs up. Give people a like because it boosts the ratings. It's the way YouTube does it. It's very, very strange. But hit the thumbs up button and it'll boost it up the rating sort of thing. So I do that on everybody. We might get a few more in and have a bit of a laugh and a joke, and you never know. Anyway, so that's what's on, that's what's happened, that's what's been. For goodness sake, keep safe, put a mask on when you go outside to the shops, wash your hands and keep the change, you filthy animals, and I'll see you next week. Bye.